Hi, this is Becky Grumlick with the Watercolor Classroom. Today we're going to be painting the power of silhouette. There's a lot of power in silhouette. I'm going to be doing an Easter card, so Jesus with the crown of thorns, but maybe you could imagine a beach sunset with a couple dancing on the beach, and you get a whole nother kind of feeling from a silhouette. Today on my palette I have indigo blue, alizarin crimson, quinacridone rose, gamboge, and azo yellow. And I'm going to start by making my paper wet. This brush is a Golden Talkon Quill, number 80, and it comes in my Teacher's Choice palette. Okay, that's pretty wet. It doesn't maybe need to be that drippy. And I'm going to start at the top. I have this picture here that I got from Pexels, but I'm going to not go exactly by it. And I can just paint right across this because it's all going to be dark. And I want to leave some almost white area in the middle. And then to that I'm going to add some alizarin crimson to give it a little bit of a less loud, and some indigo. I want to make sure my indigo is watered down enough because I still want this to look pink. Drying off my brush on my sponge. Okay. Now I'm going to get right away into some yellows. And that's very intense. It comes down pretty far. I'm not going to put the land in here, just the silhouette, and leave this white area. But I want the white area to be soft, so I'm going to go around with the water again and soften that edge. Push the white area on this side. Taking the orange up and bringing some pink down. Keeping in mind that watercolor dries a little bit lighter. Now down here I'm going to put more alizarin to get these darker colors in the lower part of the sunset. And some of the indigo as well. Now as it comes up, it gets into some brighter orange, so I'm going to mix some pink and azo, some quinacridone rose and azo, and get into some of this brighter color up here. That's going to blend a little bit. Then we have this streak. And I think that streak's rather alone looking, so I'm going to add a few other streaks. And then I'm going to dry my brush pretty well, but leave that color in it and go back over those streaks. Now you might notice that I made my streaks very evenly spaced, and that's not usually the way nature is. And so I'm going to lift some of it. This one back in. And making it a little bit larger. And it too has a darkish streak right down the middle of it. Probably not quite that dark. So I'm adding some crimson to it. All right, now as you can see, the bottom of the picture has lightened up, and I want it to be pretty intense. that'll run together a little bit there. And you can tip it if you want it to run more. And see how it's coming down. Now for a sunset, I don't really want the little spider look that happens with the blooms, so I'm gonna use my brush to sort of diminish that. A little of this color up here. I don't want to totally get away from the pink, but it's just looking a little bit too different. Now this is keeping on spreading, and it'll keep on spreading until the paper is not so wet. And I don't really want to lose all of my white, or light area. There's no white anymore. So I'm going to bring it down a bit. I'm just lifting with my brush and drying it off in between. Okay, now we'll need to soften that edge. Right. Now I'm ready to do the silhouette. Now the silhouette is going to be done in Payne's Gray mixed with indigo blue, so it's black, but it has a blue tinge. And the small detail I'll do last. And this can be done fairly quickly unless you have a very detailed silhouette that you're doing. Like the girl on the beach I mentioned. Going a little slower around the face. It's good if you can get the silhouette painted before the paper dries all the way. And the reason for that is that these dark colors often leave a shine. There's a little bit of sleeve showing here. And if you get it done now I'm going to go in with my small brush. And there you have it. So let's take off the tape. There we go. We have a silhouette that tells a whole story. If you liked this video, please hit the subscribe and the bell and the like, and maybe send me a note. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Happy painting.